Before this live stream begins, I would like to tell you that no drama, no making copyright, do not make any fights, and do not put any offensive things. And please do not make any fights right there. And do not making some dramas. Okay. So, no making errors. Only at 6 people only. Okay, so let's get started that stream, shall we? Okay, good morning, everyone. And yeah, I already changed the schedule of the Toono this weekend stream time because we're gonna do it something mornings right now. So yeah. So right now, this episode we're gonna see some of the more spooky stories that you ever seen. Right. Do you remember the last time we heard about the Big Six? Yeah, the Big Six. Oh, there you are. Yes. You know some are the Earthsock Howler, eh? The Earthsock Howlers. Chloe, there you are.
Good morning. How you
Good
doing?
morning. Yeah, we're gonna see some more ghostly stories.
Yep, and today's the first day of the 13 Nights of Kuromeween.
Oh, yay! This is the first time this morning, and yes! So, we're gonna see some of the more scarier stories. More scarier stories? Yes, Luna. Said scarier story. It is called the Earthsock Howler. You never heard of that story, eh?
Never seen before.
Well, you better watch. Just watch.
This video is not easy to scare your young children. If you are in this category, don't watch this video so you don't nightmares. If you can handle it, I'm 26 years old. Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Let's do this.
One sound, out of bed.
Everything fell silent.
Yeah.
The world appeared to have stopped turning. Standing on the tracks was a big steam locomotive, stopped abruptly from a leaky feed water gasket. But then came the sound of a howl. But that sound was from no wolf or coyote, but a creature that nobody thought was real.
Oh my goodness!
It all started one night when my fireman and I could start a 1400 class 460 for a midnight St. Louis and San Francisco passenger train.
Yeah.
The engine simply wasn't steaming well, and the only engine available was a 462 numbered 1023.
The locomotive was
So, we swapped out the engines and the train was delayed, as expected.
Yes.
The locomotive left Fort
That's
Smith
more like
as
it,
soon as the speed limits allowed us to.
Yes, it is.
Hot damn, we need to get going. We're a few minutes behind schedule. I need to work overtime here.
Yes, it is.
Well, don't burn yourself out, bud.
Very funny, Neil.
Ooh. Are you scared, Vinny? No, I'm not.
The Ozark Mountains are no easy task for a locomotive.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this was a few years before the T-54 mountain types were built. I think around 1923.
1923? That's a long
This
time
was
ago.
1921
That's
for the
like
event. The engine was hauling the light
101 years
cast train
ago.
through the grate. We
Yeah.
were going very well. The engine ran smoothly, and the night was silently beautiful. My fireman, Bert, worked his rear end off trying to save time that had been lost. Can't say I really blamed him. So, right about this straight line, we heard this noise. Alright, we should reach the station in about 18 minutes.
Thank the Lord.
Oh.
Aw, crap. What's happened now?
Sounds like something is leaking. Stop the train!
Oh no. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
You see, I'm 26 years old. Remember that?
Yeah.
And so we were. 1023 was stopped right there in its tracks.
Yeah.
Turns out the feed water gasket was leaking and was spraying a small jet of water. Bert and I climbed out to fix it, and as soon as we were about to fix it, we heard a noise from the forest behind us.
Listen. You hear that?
What the?
The hell is that? We didn't know if it was a coyote or a wolf,
Yes.
but when we collected our senses, we realized it was an unnatural combination of a wolf howl and an elk bugle.
Yeah.
Everything fell silent from there. The
Wait! Stop the video!
locomotive
Stop the
did some
video!
murmuring. Then,
You know, when we do the weekends for the mornings, Saturday morning and Sunday morning, and then for the weekend street time for the Kuromi week, it's gonna be Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, and Friday nights.
Well, let's find out, but we can do that. We can do
Okay,
it.
just continue the video, okay?
All right, yeah.
I heard the fireman, Bert, say something.
Hey, look, that's a bear.
But bears don't make that noise. What even is that? But before we could guess, the creature walked away. I opened up the regulator once more, rather rattled. Now, the train was even more late. The creature decided to pace us for a while behind the bushes before retreating again.
Yeah.
After we arrived at the last station, the engine would have to be lubricated before it would be reassigned to another train in 40 minutes. I climbed out of the cab while my fireman stayed inside at the ready. As I was oiling the running gear, the station master came up.
Oi! What explains you being 42 minutes behind schedule, Neil Fraggle?
We can explain, Ted.
So, the 460 that was supposed to bring this train here was having some steaming troubles. We swapped it out with the 462 and tried to make up for the last time. Then, the feed water gasket malfunctioned. We tried to fix it, and we heard the most unnatural sound we've ever heard.
It looked like a combination between a bear, goat, and a mountain lion. It was quite large and had a shaggy gray coat.
It was then that I saw Station Master Ted Evans' face go pale and remain silent for about 10 seconds.
You haven't encountered the Ozark Howler, haven't you?
The Ozark what?
Shh.
You haven't heard the story? I have, and I believe it.
Stop trying to give us nightmares, Ted. We're already on edge for being late.
Hush, hush, this will explain your encounter.
Alright.
The Ozark Howler is a creature said to dwell in the Ozarks.
Ooh, I know that creature.
According to
real well,
tradition,
though.
the creature is bear-like in shape, with a
It's
gray-colored,
sort of like a
shaggy
wolf,
coat and glowing red
Yeah.
eyes. According to some witnesses,
It's sort of
antlers
like a
or
wolf
horns were seen on the creature, but that is subject to
monstrous.
Yes.
Did you see the
Bait.
wolf?
The sound has
Yeah.
been described as very deep and guttural, as well as a high-pitched howl. Others have said that it's the most unearthly scream and half-human. One of the most common descriptions of the sound is like the screams of a woman. Those who have heard the screams pierce the night never forget the chill that ran up their spine and the feeling of dread that washed over them. Some claim the sounds are made by animals commonly found in the region.
The
They point to
fox.
screams and howls of animals like the red fox, fisher cat, and even fighting raccoons.
Yeah. Indeed.
The more he told me about the Ozark Howler, the more I got hooked. Aside from being a rare engineer, I decided to take on a hobby of studying cryptids like the Howler.
Yeah.
Most sightings go as far as back to 1946, but believe me, I, as a former Frisco engineer who saw the Howler in 1921, can guarantee you that that thing's been around for centuries
Yeah.
and is very, very real.
Exactly.
Many of my colleagues encountered the Howler during different time periods. On the night of the station attacks, a 4,000 class Mikado struck the Howler after it retreated from the station.
Hold on it! Stop the video!
Oh my god, yeah. Sorry.
I'm gonna take a look at the Halloween. It's the countdown.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Oh, you got that one. Oh yes, I love that one. Good.
yep. Good for you. So,
Good for
let
me.
Let me take
Oh.
a look at the. Let me take a the 13 Nights of Kuromi book.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Oh.
You
Oh,
see,
wow.
there's 1, 2, 3, 4,
3, 4,
5,
5,
and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
11.
13. So this here is day 1 for the 13 Nights of Kuromi for the for Saturday morning
yeah.
to Sunday morning, and then for Monday nights to Friday nights, right?
Monday night to Friday night, of course.
Yep. And then we, Monday morning to Friday morning, so we go to work and art. So that means we're gonna
Yes.
stream it on Monday night to Friday night, and then Saturday morning to the Sunday morning, right?
Yeah, we should do it at 8:30 a.m. or 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Yep, that's for the weekends, and then we do it at.
All right then.
Remember, it's 6 p.m.
All right.
to 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. for the Monday mornings to the Monday nights and Friday nights for the 6 o'clock to 6:30.
All right. Oh yes. Yes.
Can we just continue the
Of course. Yes. So what do we want to say about the Howler? Well, let's continue about that. Let's continue about this one. All right. Let's continue. All right.
The more he told me about the Ozark Howler, the more I got hooked. Aside from being a rare engineer, I decided to take on a hobby of studying cryptids like the Howler. Most sightings go as far as back to 1946, but believe me, I, as a former Frisco engineer who saw the Howler in 1921, can guarantee you that that thing's been around for centuries.
Yeah.
And is very, very real.
Exactly.
Many of my colleagues encountered the Howler during different time periods.
You see?
On the night of the station attacks, a 4,000 class Mikado struck the Howler after it retreated from the station after its purge.
Yeah.
5 years later, a Class 1 210-2 stopped right in front of the creature. The Howler proceeded to sniff the locomotive and growled angrily at the crew. The locomotive and its crew were able to get away without any injuries reported.
Mm-hmm.
Sightings were cited on the railroad very often, but seemed to decrease in the following years of World War II and dieselization.
Yeah.
To the point, not a lot of these stories were ever documented.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I know, sightings for the general public outside of the Frisco have been increasing.
Yeah.
My story so happens to be one of them. So wherever you walk around the Ozark Mountains, just be careful. You could encounter it, leading to a horrific and early doom.
And that's the end of the story.
Wow! So that's like the first day for the Saturday morning for the 13 Nights of Kuromi, and then Sunday morning and for the day 2 for the 13 Nights of Kuromi, and then Monday morning for day 3. Monday night for day 3.
The Monday night.
Tuesday night for day 4.
Yes, sorry.
Wednesday night for day 5.
Yes.
Thursday night for day 6. Friday night for day 7. Saturday morning for day 8. Sunday morning for day 9. And Monday night for day 10. Tuesday night for day 11. And then Wednesday night for day 12. And then Thursday night for day 13.
Oh, yes, that's a good idea. Oh, yes. So, yeah, that's we already talked about the Earth's Howler. So, any more ghost stories?
Oh, so I'm reading the book. It's called Mickey's Slumber Party. It's on my
Oh
video,
yeah,
right?
right,
Can I take a look at the book? Hey,
right.
this story is about it. Okay, here it goes. Pluto, I have a wonderful idea, Mickey Mouse said one rainy afternoon. Let's invite our friends over for a slumber party tonight. Pluto barked happily. They had been stuck inside all day, and he was ready for some excitement. While Mickey called his friends, Pluto dragged sleeping bags and pillows into the living room. Soon, he and Mickey were ready for the party. Daisy, Minnie, and Donald arrived just the rain began to come down harder. I brought hot cocoa, Minnie said, pulling on a flask, and marshmallows. Just the thing for a rainy day like this, Mickey said, guiding his friends to the warm fireplace. He poured a mug for each of them. Daisy looked around. Where's Goofy? She asked. Mickey
What?
frowned. He couldn't make it, he said. Outside, the wind was blowing hard enough to make the trees sway. Storm clouds covered the moon. Bolts of lightning zapped through the darkness, illuminating the raindrops splashing down. You know what it's the perfect weather for? Mickey asked. Scary stories, and I know just the one I tell. As the friends got comfortable, Mickey turned off the lights and began his story. Not long ago, in a village not far from here, there lived a young man who wanted to be a magician. The villagers laughed and told him that magic wasn't real, but he worked
Ooh.
hard, and finally he was able to make things disappear. The villagers still did not believe in his magic. When he made things vanish in front of them, they accused him to tricking them. The magician was angry that no one believed him, and so he began to make the villagers disappear, one by one. Soon, everyone in the village had disappeared, but the magician had grown to
Yes.
enjoy making people vanish. So now, hey, I was in the middle of something. Hey, Petey, can you just
Yeah.
read me, please, on the book?
Uh-huh. Yes. I see it.
Oh,
Oh my
and
goodness
so he
me.
began to make the villagers disappear one by one. Soon everyone in the village had disappeared, but the magician had grown to enjoy making people vanish, so now he wanders the land, looking for
Oh
more
yeah.
victims. He points his long arms to anyone he sees, and boom! A huge crash of thunder shook Mickey's house, and the front door flew open. A great gust of wind blew out a fire, and everyone screamed. It's okay, Mickey reassured them as he got up to close the door. It's just the wind, he tried to flick on a light, but nothing happened. The storm must have knocked out the power. I'll go find some flashlights, Minnie giggled. I was so caught up in Mickey's story. I thought it was the magician coming through the door. Soon, Mickey came back with a candle. This is the only thing I could find, he said. I don't know where all the flashlights could be. Mickey, where's Pluto? Daisy asked as the candle lit up their circle. The four friends looked around, but Pluto was gone. Pluto! They called. There was no answer. The friends got up and began to look around. Donald even opened the front door and shouted into the rain, Pluto! Maybe it really was the evil magician who caused the lights to go out, Daisy whispered, and he made Pluto vanish. Don't be silly, Daisy, said Minnie, looking around nervously. That was just a story Mickey made up to scare us, right, Mickey? Just then, the door to the basement creaked open. Mickey, Donald, Daisy, and Minnie jumped and turned in time to see a floating white shape entering the room. It's a ghost! Donald cried. He's going to get us, Daisy gasped, hugging Minnie. The white sheet slipped away to reveal a familiar face. It's only Pluto, Mickey said happily, going to help his friend. Pluto had gone to the basement to find flashlights. His mouth was full of them. Daisy hugged Pluto as he and Mickey passed out of flashlights. I'm so glad you're safe, she said. We've been scaring ourselves with silly things while you were gone. We thought the evil magician made you disappear. I think I have enough scary stories for one night, Mickey said. What should we do now? I know, Minnie said. Since we have all these flashlights, why don't we make shadow puppets? That sounds like fun, Donald said. How do you make them? I'll show you, Minnie replied. Minnie helped Donald move his hands into the particular shape. Then Minnie held up a flashlight behind them, and a shadow turtle appeared on the wall. Wow! Donald exclaimed. He moved his fingers, and the turtle's head bobbed up and down. Daisy, hold your hands like this, Minnie said. When Pluto raised her flashlight behind them, a rabbit appeared next to the turtle. Daisy wiggled his fingers, and the rabbit's ears moved. Now we can act out the story of the tortoise and the hare, Minnie said with a smile. As Minnie began to tell a story, Donald and Daisy moved their shadow puppets on the wall. Just then, a bright flash of lightning lit up the whole living room, replacing the shadow puppets with the shadow of the huge long-armed figure standing in the front door. It's the evil magician! Donald shouted. Mickey and Pluto swung their flashlights around to see the frightened figure. Of course, Goofy said as he stepped through the door, taking off his wet poncho. I didn't mean to scare you, but it turns out I can join you from the slumber party after all. Say, who turned off the lights? Mickey told us a story about the evil magician who makes people disappear, Minnie said. We thought you were him. That sounds scary, Goofy said. I know another scary story if you want to hear it. No! The friends all shouted together. Goofy held the guitar. How about a few songs instead? He asked. Minnie nodded. I think a sing-along is much safer than telling stories, she said. Mickey lit the fire again. As the wind and thunder calmed outside, the friends sang together. Soon, everyone was yawning. The friends snuggled up in their sleeping bags. Good night, everyone, Mickey said, and with the sound of soft rain filling the room, they all fell asleep. The end.
Wow, that's nice story. But hey, before we end this, I have another story. This is, you better see, and it's very, very, very rare story. Another ghostly story.
Really?
Yes. Check this out. This is another story. Yeah. This is
Early one night, there was a steam engine waiting at the docks to take his passengers home. He had a similar shape like Thomas, with 6 small wheels, except he was painted silver and had the number 0 on his side. His name was Timothy. He was an old but kind engine, with a broad smile and wrinkles at the end of his mouth. All the passengers climbed on board the coaches, and the guard blew his whistle. All steam ahead, Timothy.
Sure thing.
And what you better know what happens next? You're about to witness some of the biggest events that you've ever seen. That's Timothy. It just kind of looks like Thomas, you know. And
he's a creepypasta. Get it?
Well, no, but you better find out what happens all next.
Timothy was soon puffing down the line in the countryside, with the rails humming and the carriages clattering behind him. The moon was full, the signals were down, and the wind was blowing gracefully. As they approached the first station, it happened. The driver applied the brakes, but Timothy kept on going and shot past the station. He started to go faster and faster.
Timothy, what are you doing?
Timothy didn't answer. He just kept on going. Suddenly, they were switched off the wrong line, heading away from the main line. Then the driver and fireman saw in horror that they were heading towards a cliff where a viaduct was to be built.
Timothy, don't! You will kill us all!
The driver and fireman scrambled and fiddled with the controls, desperately trying their best to stop him, but it was no use.
I will send you all to the graveyard.
Boom! Take that, Timothy. Take that.
Yeah. Indeed. Indeed.
The train had crashed through the blockade and fallen into the ravine below, killing everyone on board.
Indeed.
Timothy and his crew were also killed upon impact. There was no eyewitnesses and no survivors.
You see?
The wreck was found by the workmen the following day, but they couldn't identify who the engine was due to being blown up and charred beyond recognition. When investigators came, they had very little evidence to go on, but the bodies of the driver and fireman were found, and they thought they had tried to save the locomotive and the passengers, but couldn't in time. Investigators ruled it as a normal tragic train accident with mechanical failure to the controls as the cause of the crash.
Yes. Indeed. And many
years later.
Yeah.
Years later, the construction of the viaduct was commenced. However, after the rails were laid and the final works to it were being made, many workmen and railway staff reported seeing a ghost train rushing by, whistling fit to burst and cursing in a demonic voice before screaming into the darkness and disappearing. Many witnesses didn't know that it was the ghost of Timothy haunting the viaduct, but nobody really knew whether to believe it or not. But it was, according to those who had heard about the story.
Yes.
And every year, on the date of his suicidal accident, Timothy runs again as a warning to others, plunging into the gap, shrieking like a lost soul.
And that's the story, isn't it?
Hey, before you go, so I would like to take a look at the day 2 for the 13 Nights of Kuromi Wayne. So
all right.
Remember,
all right,
day
let's
2,
take a look at this.
It's probably 8:30 in the morning. So 8:30 at the Central Time on YouTube. That's gonna be on Sunday morning for tomorrow. So it's not about the facts about trains, you know. So it's probably at 9. Oh, wait, it's probably at 12 afternoon for Sunday noon.
Yes, I think so, but but it's gonna be a change of ends. But right.
So
right.
Can you guess what? Can you guess what for tomorrow morning for the stream time on Toono this weekend reaction time? No, what's on tomorrow morning for the Toono this weekend stream time?
It's 7:50 Eastern time.
Oh,
7:50 Eastern time.
it's night.
Yeah. 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Monday nights on the many nights. But
Monday
yes.
nights to Friday nights. So at
Yeah.
5 days,
That's
5 days a week for the nights.
5 days a week. Yes, it is.
Yep. And Saturday morning and Sunday morning, it's gonna be for the 13 nights of Halloween.
All right. So yes. So yeah. So thanks for watching, everyone.
Hey!
Oh yes. Sorry about that, Chloe. Go ahead.
You know what's the next thing for the Sunday morning for 13 nights of Halloween on day 2?
Yes. Will it be?
Yep.
How about if we can need what involves about decorations? Halloween decorations.
Decorations for Halloween. Scum Scamlies turn into decorations. The
Yeah.
Scum song from Disney's Kif.
Yeah. Oh yes, I know about that. But even so, you know about these. And the next one of Halloween is the day 3 is about bats and more creatures.
Vampire bats like Count Von Counts.
Yes.
On Monday night, right?
Yeah, yes, more creatures, yes.
At the Central Time at 6:00 p.m. and do it on Monday night, right?
Yes, sorry. Yes.
I love you, Petey.
Love you. So thanks for watching, everyone. Share, comment,
We'll
like, share, and subscribe to our channel.
Goodbye.
Bye.